Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Quick History. Today we're going to continue our look at the Middle Ages by taking a look at what treatments were offered to patients during the period. As always, there's a free handout in the description below, and make sure you click on subscribe if you'd like to see more GCSE history based revision content. Let's get into the details. During the Middle Ages, before a physician could offer a possible treatment for an illness, they first had to diagnose what might be wrong. During the Middle Ages, a physician's most important diagnostic tool was the urine chart. To judge what might be wrong with a patient, a physician would draw urine from the patient and compare it to the urine chart. They would then study the colour, the density, and sometimes even the taste of the urine to make a diagnosis of what illness may be being suffered. This was sometimes linked to the theory of the four humours. If the urine, for example, was too white, if there was too much white in the urine, this may be seen as evidence of too much phlegm in the body, which needs balancing out. Once a diagnosis was made with the urine chart, the physician would then look to the stars using the zodiac chart to determine when the treatment would take place. The zodiac chart would be used by a physician to determine when a treatment might take place or when it should not. For example, between mid-February and mid-March, which was the time of Pisces, it was determined that the feet should not be treated at all. If a patient had something wrong with their feet during those times, then they had to wait until it was over at the end of March for that treatment to take place. Apothecaries would also use the zodiac chart to determine when specific herbs should and should not be picked for use in herbal remedies. The most common treatment used during the Middle Ages was a herbal remedy. Many of these were passed down through family members and memorised by heart, but in the Middle Ages some had begun to be written down. For example, Bald's Leech Book is one of the most famous books of Middle Age herbal remedies that we know of today. They utilised plants, herbs and sometimes animal parts, and sometimes included a prayer to go alongside them. Some of these remedies were quite useful. For example, any of the herbal remedies which may have used honey or plantain, for example, would have been very good if they were treating infected wounds. The other most common treatment used in the Middle Ages was bleeding. This is a direct result of the belief in the four humours. Bleeding was often used to try and balance the humour of blood. A bleeding chart would inform the physician of where to extract blood for a particular illness. For example, if you had something wrong with your arm, a physician would consult the bleeding chart to determine where they should draw blood from to make the situation better. Bleeding was thought to have had many benefits in the Middle Ages, from improving memory, improving hearing, promoting digestion, and even improving your singing voice. Join me in the next video where we're going to take a look at the role of the church in the Middle Ages. I'll see you there.